happened to my
Hammer.
there? I'd like to call the village board meeting for the Village of Cary for Tuesday, June 6, 2017 to order with roll call, please.
Betts,
Here.
Kostler,
Here.
Cavelli,
Here.
Kraus,
Here.
McAlpine,
Here.
Weinhammer.
Here.
Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll now move to the open forum where the public is invited to make an issue-oriented comment on any matter of public concern not otherwise on the agenda. We had nobody sign in. Is there anybody here who would like to address the village board on any business that's not on the agenda? Okay, we'll go ahead and close open forum. I've got one thing on the mayor's report. We have an employee recognition. Dave Walt, he's with our community development department. He's been with us for 5 years. Dave, want to meet me up here? Dave is with our community development department. He's got a love-hate job with the community. You got the people that want him to enforce the ordinances, and then people that want a little leeway. So he's got to toe the line and get people to comply to the height of the grass, all the different things that we have, signs and all the different issues that some residents have issues with and some don't. So he's very good at what he does at calming the waters and making sure everybody has an understanding what is permitted and not. We try to be very meticulous in our ordinances, and we can't be at all 6,300 homes every single day, so we try our best throughout the month to get to the issues that come up. But Eric, Brian, is there anything else you'd like to add to it?
Just add, well, the mayor mentioned Dave is difficult job to deal with from a standpoint of the type of issues he has to deal with in the field. But his personality diffuses situations very easily, consistently has a very approachable demeanor to him that diffuses situations and able to get compliance from our standpoint. So he's a welcome addition to the community development department in general and the village as a whole.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave.
Appreciate it. 5 years, that's good. Maybe one day we'll get you full. No?
From your mouth.
To our budget.
Yes.
I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items number 1 through 14.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Kostler,
Yes.
Cavelli,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
McAlpine,
Yes.
Weinhammer,
Yes.
Betts.
Yes.
Thank you. Now moving to items for separate action. I will entertain a motion to approve an ordinance issuing a Class J liquor license to RSB Wine Bar Incorporated, doing business as Bella's Bistro Market for the property located at 632 Northwest Highway, Cary, Illinois. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
A second? Thank you. Brian?
Thank you, Mayor, Village Board. The request before you this evening is actually a two-part request, 2 items on the agenda. As previously discussed before the Village Board, Bella's Bistro Market is seeking approval to locate within the Cary Square Shopping Center. They're seeking approval this evening for a Class J liquor license to be able to sell retail, the sale of alcohol for consumption both on and off the premises at their subject location. Thank you, sir. Which is the spot next to the former Dunkin' Donuts in the Cary Square Shopping Center. There are 2 other establishments that have received a Class J license within the village. They will meet the insurance requirements and other requirements as far as issuance of the license. The approval or the ordinance before you this evening is to increase the number of licenses within the village or authorize and increase the number of licenses that are issued to the village, and then that license will then be dedicated to the subject business. Also on the evening, request for this evening, they are seeking a gaming license, which the developer or operator can give additional information on as far as how the business would operate. They are here this evening per the discussion that we had previously. There were questions as far as how the business would operate, and they'd be able to give some additional feedback or direction as far as how the business would operate at this location. So if you have any questions for myself, I'd be happy to answer those, or I'll be able to invite the petitioner up here to provide additional information for the request.
Any discussion?
You know, Brian, what's the dimensions? What's the width there of that space?
I believe the space is just over 1,200 square feet, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at the width. Were they proposing 7 tables and then a whole other area for the market area? And I looked over there and I kind of tried to visualize, and I just don't see how that's even possible to get 7 across plus a market area. So I was just kind of curious what the size of the example layout is.
The example layout was for another location that they've operated. So the exact layout as shown here might not directly reflect what will fit into the space. But from a general location, they will have tables and a counter area with the gaming in the back, and also with a retail component. The petitioner can provide more information as far as the exact layout of the space from that perspective, but it was documentation they provided as part of their application.
Okay.
Is there a reason why we don't have an exact layout for the location that they're trying to lease? Because this one, it's kind of deceptive with the windows there, because there are no windows in that space on the side of the building.
They can, again, it's from an application standpoint, they're seeking the licenses. They weren't seeking for permits to build out the space as of yet, so did not pursue development of plans specifically for this location.
Okay.
And the village board did receive pictures that were emailed of the space where they currently operate in Summit, Illinois.
Did everybody receive the copy of those pictures? Okay. Do we have any other questions for the petitioner?
The only other question I had was regarding the gaming license. If they aren't approved for the gaming license, how would that work for their business? Would they still proceed forward with their business?
If they weren't,
If they weren't granted the gaming license?
I can, the direction, the question and answer for them.
Could you come up to the podium, please? If you could state your name and address for the record.
I'm Rocky Bala, 11 South Meadow Court, South Barrington, Illinois. I'm going into Dunkin' Donuts. It's 2,400 square feet.
Oh, you're doing both of them?
No, I'm doing the corner unit, which is 2,400 square feet.
That's not what we were told. Okay.
Originally,
Okay.
we were going to go in the sports clubs, but it was too small. I
Okay,
felt
that's what I
that.
was saying. I'm like, this
And I
is
wanted
too
the
small.
corner unit, so I'm in process of changing my location next door, which is much larger. You guys went to Summit, Illinois. The story behind Summit is my father used to own that gas station there, went bankrupt. The mayor wanted me to rehab that particular property, so it was really small. But I'm building 5,000 square feet in Bensonville on 479 West Irving Park Road. I'm building 3,000 square feet in Round Lake Beach next to Kohl's, and I'm building in Round Lake next to CVS. So I am not a gaming parlor. I wouldn't build big locations with food and entertainment and a whole retail section. But I'm not going to pay rents, and I'm not going to keep my prices low if I can make every penny that I can make as a businessman. So the answer to your question is, if I don't get it, no, I won't come. I'll go to a different town that'll allow me. Like Lake in the Hills has an ordinance, but I like Cary more than Lake in the Hills. So, but I'm not at Stella's or Dottie's, because if you guys look at my locations that I'm building, they're massive. And just the one in Cary alone is 2,400 some square feet. So we have 3 components. We have a retail section. It's an Italian market. I kind of copied Italy in Chicago. We go through Battaglia. We buy all our Italian groceries, Italian wines, cheeses, meats. We sell them to go, novelties. We got a dine-in. You can sit down and eat there. And we have gaming. Our gaming is hidden. It's on your face. It's going to be behind the bar, secure. People can't get in unless they're thoroughly checked, their IDs checked. There'll be no signs for gaming. That's not our goal, but it's supplementary. Gaming is allowed in Illinois. You guys allow it. It helps us pay the rent. The rents are not cheap in Cary. So it's part of my concept, and you guys will be happy with what I bring to this town. It'll be gorgeous.
Could you explain to us the dining option that you have here? What type, is it a commissary? Is it made fresh? Do you have line
Every-
cooks? Do you have, how's the food prepared on a
So-
daily basis?
It's a full Italian deli. So whatever we sell to go, the meats, cheeses, the groceries, we can make the meats, cheeses into sandwiches and the meat, cheese platters. I submitted a menu. There's some more of the foods in the menu that we can make. So basically, you can have a full meal there throughout the whole day. You can buy it to go. Our wine bottles are all going to be for sale from $6 to $8 a bottle, because I have buying power. I have several locations throughout my liquor stores that I own in this business. So we want to keep our margins low and sell high volume, and it's all imported. So the stuff that we sell, you can't really get at the local liquor store. It kind of goes hand in hand, the wines and the groceries and the meats and cheeses and the food.
I think one of our concerns, and at least you weren't here the last time we talked about the committee of the whole, one of our other large concerns was that you're right next door, or maybe a space in between, another Breaking Bread, which is another, they supply meats, cold cuts, et cetera, like that. I know that Jennifer talked to them, and I've talked to Chris also about it, that it's in direct competition, with them. We kind of asked them, where they're at and what their thought was with regards to that. There was a little bit of concern that it wasn't a full-service kitchen. It was more just, because we tried to ask, how is it going to be set up? And
Mine is more of a really upscale wine bar with the retail. It's like, you guys go to Cooper's Hawk, there's a lobby, there's all these groceries you could buy, and like
Right.
novelties and decanters, and there's music playing, and you could drink all these different wines and have crackers and have cheeses, and it's like a feeling that you get like you're in like downtown Chicago.
Right.
Mine is more of that, but you can eat as much as you want. But for my other locations that I'm opening or have open, I have a lot more wine drinkers, connoisseurs, wine purchasers going out the door. So I'm not really affecting the actual like full-blown restaurants. Ours is a different clientele completely. Ours is people want to come on a date, bring their spouse, have some drinks, have some food, hang out. It's a little bit different than the place you mentioned.
what do you think your breakdown's going to be between wine sales and food sales? And do you have any idea on some of the ones that are what
Yeah,
you're currently running?
our goal as a business is to sell more to go, because it's a higher turnover, obviously, but that doesn't happen because people like to dine in mostly, it seems like. But if I could pull off a 50-50 range between on-premise and off-premise, on-premise means eating and drinking versus off-premise, that would be ideal for me. The video gaming, in my opinion, as long as it helps me cover a majority of my rent, that's all that's there for. It's diluted, it's everywhere. It's not like I can survive off of it. But outside of the gaming, if I can get a 50-50 split, on-premise, off-premise, I would be profitable, in my opinion.
One of my concerns is just where it's located. I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah.
In the sense that we have Kojak's that's going to be down at the other end of the mall there. I mean, it's next door to the Jewel. And then we've got someone else that's a current business owner that's seeking a video gaming license. It would be 3 video games right within 100 yards of each other?
In the same mall?
That's a little concerning to me. I mean, how much is enough? What do we want?
For me, I'm a businessman, so the competition doesn't scare me. As long as they're not copying what I'm exactly doing, it doesn't scare me much. But, I mean, I've been to Meridia's with my family. I've seen the machines. I've been to family restaurants. It just depends on where they're located or what the intent of the owner is to do with them, right? It's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like dartboards. They're just everywhere now. But my belief is I'm going to sell a lot of product because our product is really high end and it's good quality and good pricing. It's like bringing upscale Naperville, Chicago, Hinsdale to Cary, but keeping the prices really competitive where people really can't, they're not going to want to compete with us because our prices are going to be coming by $6 bottle of Prosecco, and it's going to be from Italy, which is awesome.
So I have the same concerns as Ellen. I did reach out to Breaking Bread, and they did say that it would be direct competition, and you'd be selling the same similar things on the menu. So for me, I would want to continue to make sure that we're supporting our existing, restaurants, and I don't want to see either business fail, but I want to make sure that, we're really supporting our existing businesses here in Cary.
I can assure you, I'm not going to affect them, in my opinion, unless they have their own operational issues. We have a totally different concept. I mean, the food could be like, have you guys noticed where like, there's Subway and Jimmy John's in the same mall, they both do good, but they have a different clientele, but it's similar food. Our food could be overlapping, but it's a totally different clientele. I don't know if that kind of makes sense. I mean, I came from the QSR world, so like, I've seen McDonald's and Wendy's in the same area, and they both kind of thrive off of each other. They help each other do better, actually. More traffic comes from an area.
So, well, after we saw the pictures, my concern is the aesthetics, and my concern is
That's-
also, I know you said they'll be different.
Yeah,
but
Summit was just, the
it
mayor
does-
knows us, and we just,
But that's the only thing we have to compare it to, and it does seem like it's strictly gaming.
okay, I know, that's why I was concerned, because I wish you guys had went to Bensonville or Round Lake Beach, where I'm building these gorgeous facilities, and I think Round Lake Beach will be open if you guys go there now, it's built out, I'm just not open. Bensonville will be built out in probably 2 months. Summit was very unique. I went there for a different idea, and my dad owned a property, and that's what I could do with the small space that I had. And Summit's demographics is not made for what I'm trying to sell here.
But you don't think you could be profitable without the gaming?
I could be, but I'm going to spend $200,000 on a build out. I'd rather go to a town that'll accommodate me.
Okay.
I mean, all due respect. I mean, I'm here
appreciate
for a
your
reason.
honesty.
You guys are, your demographics, your location, I don't live far from you guys at all. So it's 20 minutes away from my house, which is nice, you know, I own business in Springfield and Peoria, it's a 4-hour hike, but going to Cary is going to be great, ideally.
If Bensonville is already almost up and running, why didn't we get to see some pictures from that?
I could send Brian some pictures. I can take him tomorrow and send pictures to Brian. It's not open, I thought you guys want something open. Summit is open. But the locations that are built out are not open, but they're finished. I can send you pictures of those, if you like.
I think that makes a big difference.
Yeah,
It's trying to get the whole idea of what you're doing. And what we saw with Summit, I think, was not something that anyone.
No, I
know I speak
never-
for myself, but I was not excited about bringing that to our town.
no, I'm not doing what I did Summit here. It's a different, Summit is a very different demographic from
understand what
Cary,
you're
yeah.
saying.
And it was a whole different, it's a different business that I own completely.
But understanding that that's what we have to evaluate on.
Okay.
And it makes it very difficult to say, does that fit in with the aesthetics and what we want to bring to this town? Whereas you're telling it's going to be totally different. We have nothing that shows us that. From the standpoint of the plans that we're looking at are going to be modified. These aren't even the correct layout, to the fact that you're telling us it's going to be totally different than Summit. So
If you guys want to meet me one day, set a date and time, I could show you my location in Round Lake.
Does anybody else have anything else they need to say? Part of the concern that I think that in some of the board members and having conversation is the intent of having video gaming is to supplement
Yeah.
an existing business. I believe our existing ordinance says that cannot be the primary sole revenue source for the business. We thought it took several years for us to get this for a board to approve this, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, when I was a trustee, I didn't support video gaming. And when things changed, I went and I learned a little bit more about what the gaming is about and the benefits of having it for the business owner, reinvesting in their communities, hiring local laborers to help them update things, and that's it. But, I think that we're on a slippery slope here. From what I've seen and how it's been presented, it feels more of like a gaming parlor. And what we like, and a perfect example is what this board just approved was a full-scale, full-service restaurant in downtown Cary. It's in an isolated area. It's off the beaten path of the main restaurant route. No one really knows it's there until, they want to go there. That is the type of atmosphere that the board was looking for. And we have been consistent with petitioners wanting. We've had Stella's come back a couple times. We've had Dottie's come back. We've had some of these other gaming parlors come to the village, and that's something that the board was not interested in. So I think from my stance, I don't know how anybody else feels about it now, I'd like to see more of a restaurant component to it and highlighting more of the restaurant and what it's going to be like for our residents, and not it's kind of concerning that you're going to utilize the gaming as part of your revenue mix.
No, I
would
was
think
50/50
that-
without gaming. I said that's supplementary. Maybe you guys misheard. Our menu is a lot larger. I sent you guys an updated menu.
Yeah, we have a copy of the menu. Those are just some of the past concerns that we've
Yeah.
had. We don't want to have that, we want to have, upper scale business establishments. We want people to feel, comfortable. We want our businesses to succeed. That's why we've allowed this in the past. And we have some existing businesses that are complying with us. They have liquor licenses, they have restaurants, and those are the ones that I feel that are more in line for what the board is looking for, because they've proven to us that they can be successful with a liquor license and by selling food.
Yeah.
So this supplements it. So I think, from what I'm hearing on the board right now, there are some concerns as to the aesthetics and how it's going to be presented into the community.
Okay, well, I can open my locations and send Brian an email. You guys can go check them out when they're open.
When do you anticipate those locations to be open?
I'm going to take you guys to Bensonville. I'm not going to even go to Round Lake. It's 5,000 square feet. You guys will see a piano guy. You guys will see live entertainment. You'll see what I promised to bring to this town.
But when do you anticipate that?
Bensonville, probably late summer.
Okay.
So I don't want to take you guys to somewhere where, I'm promising you the world and I'm going to make it in Bensonville.
Well, I think
So-
that you can understand from our
I
perspective,
understand.
we'd like to see what
Yeah.
you've already changed your application in the middle of this conversation. We were in our backup that we have here, it's a 1,600 square foot
Yeah.
space. We were unaware of the fact that we're now looking at a larger space.
Because I realized when I went to the location and I fell in love with the corner unit, it was just so much larger and nicer. So between the last meetings, I was in negotiation to go to the larger space.
Okay.
Because as I'm evolving, I want to make them larger and larger.
Do we want to change the motion to table this for future discussion?
I want to table it.
Okay.
You were the original motion?
Sure. I want to amend the motion to table this for further discussion.
Do that, and then if the second agrees.
Make a motion.
Should I have a minute before you do that?
Sure.
Please, thank you. Robert Friedman, Jameson Commercial on North Avenue in Chicago. One of the reasons why we went to the larger space was a couple of things. One, the amenities to the former Dunkin' Donuts space already has a walk-in cooler and a walk-in freezer, plumbing, 2 ADA bathrooms. That takes up a lot of space, and the 1,600 square foot space just wouldn't work. If you look at the floor plan, with all the seating in the front, the counter with the food preparation and everything else, the gaming is incidental from the standpoint of when you first walk in, you don't even know it's there. And that's the point that we've been trying to get across. It's downplayed considerably. The wine, the cheeses, the meats, the sandwiches, the breakfast items that we added, the dessert items that we added. We can add gift baskets if that's, part of the, what we can offer. Compared to some of the other businesses that are already getting gaming licenses, like a hot dog restaurant with Little League teams and soccer teams going in there, a tobacco shop which doesn't sell alcohol. Those kinds of things are so different than what we want to bring here. We brought you the Starbucks store because we wanted to elevate the level of customer that's coming to Cary. This is going to help get that customer out of Starbucks right into Bella's, because they're facing it when they come out of the drive-through. So please, when you're looking at the floor plan, and you'll look at it when you see the drawings to scale, because I have the as-built drawings on Dunkin' Donuts. You're going to walk in, you're going to see food, you're going to see seating, and you're not going to see the gaming until after you're already back there and people get to know that it's there. So please, when you're analyzing whether or not this is going to be good for Cary, keep in mind that it's a food service, a wine service, a cheese service, a meat service. It's everything that doesn't compare to anything else that's there. We looked at the Breaking Bread menu, and there's so little comparison to what they offer to what we're going to offer. You can't even look at that and say that they're going to compete. You can't eat at Breaking Bread every day. You can't eat at Subway every day. You can't eat at Jimmy John's every day. But the more variety that you have in a shopping center, the more trips people are going to make. And that's what we've been trying to convey here. So please, give that some additional thought. Thank you.
All right, I have a motion to amend to table for future discussion. Could I have a second on that?
Second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Cavalli,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
McAlpine,
Yes.
Weinhammer,
Yes.
Betts,
Yes.
Kostler.
No.
The gaming license, how do you want me to proceed with that? Just table that?
Yeah, I mean, if they go together, they can't have the gaming without the liquor.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and table the next motion, which is to allow video gaming.
Do we have to have a motion to do
Yeah,
that?
we need a motion.
Pardon me?
Motion.
I'll motion to table that, to table the gaming license.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Kraus,
Yes.
McAlpine,
Yes.
Weinhammer,
Yes.
Betts,
Yes.
Kostler,
No.
Cavelli.
Yes.
Thank you. I will entertain a motion to approve a video gaming license for Orchard Prime Meats of Cary, located at 133 West Main Street, Cary, Illinois.
So moved.
Second. Thank you. Hi, Brian.
Your Mayor, Village Board, the request before you this evening is from Orchard Prime Meats. They're seeking approval of a gaming license to add 3 machines to their existing location. Apologize, the floor plan here quality is not very good, but they're looking to add 3 machines to the rear of the store, but back in the coat room area behind the shelf display of wines that they have within the location. They have an existing liquor license with the village. They serve food and also retail sale of liquor and wine for both consumption on and off the premise at the location. The 3 machines is less than the 5 that's maximum permitted by the village. So they're seeking approval of the license for up to 3 machines, or for 3 machines at this location. Petitioner is here as well, so they'll be able to answer any additional questions you may have regarding their requests.
Is there any discussion? None?
Have the petitioner come up, or?
Thank you. Roll call, please.
McAlpine,
Yes.
Weinhammer,
Yes.
Betts,
Yes.
Kostler,
Yes.
Cavelli,
Yes.
Kraus.
Yes. Thank you. And let's go one more gaming tonight. I will entertain a motion to approve a video gaming license for Tobacco Stop located at 688 Northwest Highway, Cary, Illinois.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Mayor, Village Board. The request this evening is from Tobacco Stop. They are seeking approval of a gaming license for 5 machines at their existing location. Back in 2015, they received approval from the village for a Type C liquor license to serve alcohol in that location. In 2016, a similar request from the business was reviewed by the village board and was denied. They have since revised or are seeking approval of their request at this point. As you see, the proposed floor plan would have the 5 terminals located in the rear of the location, and a rendering also shows the layout of the store. I believe the petitioner is also here this evening to be able to answer any additional questions you may have regarding the proposed use that they're seeking approval for a license for 5 machines at this location.
We have any discussion on this? None? Roll call, please.
Did you have a motion? With the motion?
I did motion it.
Yeah, but who was it?
Jim motioned it and Jeff seconded.
Seconded it.
Okay.
Roll call.
Weinhammer,
Yes.
Betts,
Yes.
Kostler,
Yes.
Cavelli,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
McAlpine.
Yes.
Thank you. And then we had a vacancy in our village clerk's position. We held an application process. Trustee Kraus, myself, and interim village administrator Reif held the interviews, and we made a selection. The candidate that we're proposing is Janet Rhodes. She's been with the village for 20-some years, 30-some years. So I will entertain a motion to approve the appointment of Janice Rhodes as acting village clerk.
I just wanted to say something really quick. So just when there's future appointments and you guys are interviewing people, I'd like you to open it up to the entire board to be able to sit in on the interview if they want to. Or at least ask everybody in the board if they want to sit in on it.
Well, that would call for, we'd have to have a public meeting for that.
Open Meetings Act.
I thought in the past, I was told by another trustee that you had opened it up.
We had 2 trustees and a a staff member or a chairman. And we had to,
I'm not asking about this time because I know it's already been done. I'm just asking about in the future.
yeah, we can consider that. Do I have a motion
Yes.
and a second?
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Weinhammer,
Yes.
Betts,
Yes.
Kostler,
Yes.
Cavelli,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
McAlpine.
Yes.
Thank you. With that, I'd like to invite Janice to join us here and she can get sworn in tonight.
I state your name.
Janice Rose.
Having been appointed to the office of village clerk
I have been appointed to the office of village clerk
in the village of Cary,
in the village of Cary,
in the county of McHenry aforesaid.
in the county of McHenry, Portsmouth.
I do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of village clerk
of the office of village clerk
according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations, welcome to village clerk.
No, that's work.
No time. Yeah.
I knew.
We have her sign.
No time to rest.
No rest for the wicked. Jake will finish up the meeting here tonight and then get you started.
Yeah.
Administrators report?
Just one update, Mayor, Village Board, tomorrow evening, we'll have Senator Dan McConkey here for a town hall meeting, starts at 7 PM, so the public is invited to attend that meeting. Look forward to welcoming Senator McConkey to the Village of Cary.
Yep. Hope everybody can make it, at least for part of it. It's a big night in Cary. We got the beginning of Cruise Night, which is a huge event in the village every Wednesday night through September. Get thousands of people in downtown. It's a wonderful event. And then we'll be starting that off and then heading over here. So welcome anybody to attend. It'll be a action-packed evening. Department head reports. Chief, do you have anything for us? Eric? Mary? Brian?
Just wanted to give the board one quick update. Today, we did respond to a number of complaints regarding Sage construction. As some of you are aware, it's a windy day today and it hasn't rained for a few days. So there was a large amount of dust was kicked up in that area, and the wind was coming from the north towards the south, towards the neighboring subdivision. We've working with Sage to have basically a water truck on site to water the dirt that they're moving there, so it'll keep dust down in the future. But just for the board's awareness and then the public's awareness that we are responding to it, and Sage is also addressing the issue as well. So construction continues on the project. They have a significant portion of the structure assembled. They're starting construction on the framing, the walls, precast panels are all up at this point, but they're moving along construction on the project.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. I will entertain a motion to adjourn into executive session, discuss personnel, Illinois 120/2C1 and 5 Illinois 120-2C and 3. It's the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, the selection of a person to fill a public office. Counselor Lewis, second, do I have?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Just for the matter of public, we'll be adjourning into our executive session for a period of time, and then we'll reconvene and we'll take action on what we discuss in executive session, and then we'll roll right into our committee meeting. So there's a lot of business still ahead of us. So if we can have the room cleared, that would be great. Thank you.